Instead of wattle and daub, some peasants in areas like Devon and Cornwall used cob, a building material made from clay-rich soil, straw and water. It was durable and insulating. Cob structures, once dried, could last for centuries with regular maintenance. Peasants mixed it with their feet, stomping it for hours to get the right consistency before packing it into wooden moulds or forming walls by hand. Not all peasant homes had straw thatch. In marshy areas, roofs were constructed using reed mats, tightly bound and overlapped to shed water. These mats were surprisingly long-lasting and more fire-resistant than dry straw. Maintenance was still required every few years, especially in damp climates. While dirt floors were common, some villages along coastal regions reinforced their floors with crushed oyster or mussel shells. This created a firmer surface and added calcium, which deterred some pests. In winter, woven mats of dried reeds or wool scraps were placed for comfort and warmth. Instead of strewing herbs solely to cover odours, peasants would burn bundles of dried lavender, thyme or tansy. This smoke masked smells, repelled flies, and was believed to ward off illness. Some even suspended herbs from the rafters to act as natural air purifiers. Many medieval peasants baked their bread directly in the hearth using hot ashes. They would shape coarse loaves from barley or rye flour, then bury them in the embers of the central fire. This method produced dense, smoky flavoured bread with a hardened crust, sometimes still dusted with ash when served. Though far from today's bakery standards, it was an essential survival technique that didn't require special equipment, and it allowed families to make their own food using the same fire that heated their home. Lime wash remained popular, but some mixed it with cow dung for better adherence and mildew resistance. This created a surprisingly effective protective coating that helped preserve walls from rain and rot while keeping insects at bay. Before chimneys were common, many homes had turf vents built into their roofs. These small, controllable openings allowed some smoke to escape while retaining heat. Others built small sidewall hatches that could be opened during cooking hours to allow limited ventilation. Timber theft from noble lands was common, and whole villages might face punishment if a forest was stripped without permission. Some communities developed secret agreements to rotate wood collection from less patrolled areas. Disputes could lead to fines, floggings, or the confiscation of tools. When a villager needed a new barn or longhouse, others would help build it in exchange for a small feast, a tradition known as a building bee. These events built community trust and were often accompanied by local songs, roasted turnips and shared ale. Peasants used simple tools passed down through generations. Adzes shaped beams, wooden mallets drove stakes, and iron nails were carefully forged by hand. For levelling floors or cutting posts, they used plumb lines, rough chisels, and axes honed with sandstone.